So in this video we will be doing is the biaxial bending check. Since girder is subjected to both horizontal and vertical bending moment, so we have to do is biaxial bending check, so which is mz by mdz plus my by mdy should be less than or equal to 1. So it has to satisfy this interaction expression. So now mz and mdz are already calculated and my is also already calculated. So now we have to calculate is mdy. So now mdy is calculated as zy into fy by gamma m naught, that is section elastic section modulus about yy axis into fy by gamma m naught, and zy is calculated as iy of the section whole divided by the width of the section by 2, total width of the section divided by 2. So now referring to the steel table, your Iyy of the built up section is 24750.2 into 10 to the power 4 mm raised to 4 whole divided by the total width is 200 divided by 2. So now zy works out as 123.75 into 10 to the power 4 cubic mm. So now therefore mdy is equal to, so 123.75 into 10 to the power 4 into 250 whole divided by 1. So which you will be getting it as 281 kilonewton meter. Okay, so now once we have mdy, we are going back and substituting this value. So mz we have checked, which is 804. We have done this calculation, kilonewton meter. That is, these are the actual bending moments, actual vertical bending moment, and this is horizontal bending moment, and these are the bending capacities about z-axis or x-axis, z-axis or x-axis, z-axis, or you can also call it as x-axis, and this is the bending resistance about y-axis, that is vertical axis. 804, and mdz which we have, mdz or mdx which we have calculated as 1327.8 kilonewton meter plus my which is 25.17, that is horizontal bending moment, divided by mdy is 281 kilonewton meter, so which you will be getting it as 0.69, which is less than 1. So therefore it is safe in biaxial bending. So next we have to do is, check for deflection. Check for deflection. Now usually deflection again happens to be maximum at the center when your point loads are acting at the almost at the center symmetrically. So now this wheel width distance is 3.5 meter, and these distances will be 2.25, and deflection is always checked for your service load of 212 kilonewton. Now we have a standard formula for deflection, that is delta is equal to W into L cube divided by 6EI, that is horizontal IZZ or IX you have to take, whole divided by 3A divided by 4L minus A cube divided by L cube. Now A happens to be 2.25 meter or 2250 mm, and L happens to be 8000 mm. Okay, so now once you calculate this, you will be getting, so all your values have to be in same unit. So load will be 212, So length will be in mm. E is Young's modulus 2 into 10 to the power 5. And IZZ, which is already we have noted down earlier. So when you substitute all this, you will be getting a say, deflection value. So I'll be leaving that deflection calculation of deflection value to yourself, which has to be less than the permissible deflection, which is already we have seen. That is 10.67 mm. If this actual deflection is less than 10.67, so it will be safe. If this deflection is greater than 10.67, that is permissible deflection, so here it will be unsafe in deflection. Okay. So next is connection between connection design between channel and I section at the top. So now this is the I section with the channel and bottom plate we have adopted. So now we have to calculate shear between the channel section and the I section at this junction. So now to resist that shear stress, we will be designing the connection. Now to calculate that shear, it is shear force into area. So area about this junction, the flange, top flange and the channel junction into y bar. So y bar is nothing but what? The distance between CG of channel from equal area axis. CG of channel from equal area axis. This we have seen is already 219.8 plus 23.6 plus 8.6 minus 24.8, which will be 227.2 mm from the equal area axis. Y bar, A is area of the channel divided by IZ. IZ is, which is already taken from the steel table, which is 215,461.2 into 10 to the power 2, and then y divided by 2. So divided by 2 is to account for welding connection provided on both the sides. We will be providing welding on this side as well as this side. That is why it is whole divided by 2. So it means this will give you stress, the shear stress between per side. Since we are dividing it by 2, it will give you the shear stress per side. Now substituting all the values now. So Q is equal to V is, the shear force is 496 into 10 to the power 3. I'll convert it to Newton, into area is, channel is 6293 into y bar, which is 227.2 whole divided by 2, because welding is provided on either side, divided by IZ, which is 215,461.2 into 10 to the power 4, which you will be getting it as 164.56 Newton per millimeter length. Now this has to be resisted by the weld. This much shear has to be resisted by weld. Now what we'll do, we'll equate this to weld strength for 1 mm length. This will be equated to weld strength for 1 mm length. So that is 164.56 is equal to strength of 1 mm weld length is equal to, so that is 0.7, you can call it as 0.7, that is Ks into Fy by Fu by root 3 gamma mw into 1 mm. 1 into Ks into Fu by root 3 into gamma mw. So 1 is length of the 1 mm is length of the weld. Ks is the effective throat thickness, that is 0.7 into S. 0.7 into S. So grade of weld is say Fe 410 divided by root 3, and say for shop weld gamma mw is 1.25. When you solve, you will be getting it as 1.25 mm. Now say roughly we will be providing a weld size of say 3 m. Now same way we can provide connection between the bottom plate and channel. Bottom plate and channel. The formula will remain same in here. Q is equal to V into A into Y bar divided by 2 into IZ. So that is 496 into 10 to the power 3 whole divided by, so now that is area of the plate is 320 into 16. 320 into 16. Now coming to the y bar is nothing but distance of this area from equal area axis. Now if you remember, this value was 333. So now your y bar will become 333 plus thickness of flange 23.6 plus half the thickness of the plate, that is 8 mm. So now that will be 333 plus 23.6 plus 8, which works out as 364.6 mm. So y bar is 364.6 whole divided by 2 into your mi, moment of inertia, moment of inertia, which is 215,461.2 into 10 to the power 4 mm. So you will be getting another value of Q. Now this Q again has to be equated to what? Strength of 1 mm weld to get the size of the weld at the fillet size of the weld at the bottom. I hope that calculation can be calculated. So whatever you get, so but minimum of 3 mm weld has to be provided as per the codal provision. If it is 3 mm, 5 mm, whatever is the minimum weld, that has to be provided. Probably we have to check as per IS 800 whether it is 3 mm or 5 mm. So as per that, or 3 mm or 5 mm. So here also at the top also, based on the minimum thickness of the weld, so whether it is 3 mm or 5 mm thickness of the weld has to be provided.